Alright, time to watch Prison Break Season 3. I cannot wait to see what we have for Sona.
Come on, just wait 1 second. There has to be something that I can do. Something. If we still had that entertainment unit, I would get in there for 6 hours and think about how I let you down. What?
We got a box.
This is my home, like I've never known one.
But you don't.
Alright, whatever they do, they gotta keep this Luciana stuff boxed up. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today, this one's going to be doing a review for Prison Break, this one's going to be doing my next seasonal review for Prison Break. This is for Prison Break Season 3. So, long awaited, wanted to get this one done, Prison Break Season 3 on the channel here, and then we got 2 other seasons after this, Season 4, and that's it, that's it. But anyway, so let's talk about Prison Break Season 3. So, you guys know I really enjoyed the first season, really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed Season 2. Season 2 was even better than Season 1, in my opinion, with Mahone and everything going on there. And they set us at a spot where Season 2 ended with Sona and obviously Michael and, you know, some of our crew being locked up, to where I thought, like, okay, Season 3 was going to be a really exciting season. Well...
Oh, get a drop of that shit!
This was a really iffy season of television, man. This really was. And that saddens me to say, because I really liked the first 2 seasons. This season was not good. It was not good. It had its positives, I'm not gonna lie. It did. It had its positives. I'm not gonna say the whole thing was bad. But dear God, my biggest pet peeve with this season, what the hell was the dragged out plot and reason for Sona? What did we accomplish in Sona besides, okay, Mahone is forced to work with Michael and they somewhat work out their differences. Alright, I like that. Turning Mahone into a full-on good guy that's helping out our crew. Enjoyable. Teabags, good as usual. I like him. I did like the guy that was on the inside of Sona named Churros, I think was the guy's name. I liked him. He was an interesting character. You know, he kind of was running the show at first, and he was kind of the top dog, you know what I mean, of this place. But then later in the season, you kind of see that his crew kind of turns on him, and then he ends up going down as a result. So he was a good character. I liked him a lot. But my problem is with this season, listen, this is a short season. This is literally like, what is it, 13 episodes? And in the span of this entire season, we are sitting around in Panama, sitting in Sona the entire season, just working on a plan. Bellic is getting, like, tortured. They're pouring, like, hot coffee over him, which I was like, okay, listen, what are we doing here, okay? I understand they're torturing our characters, but there is an extreme in writing where you go too far with a concept. They went too far, okay? Listen, Sona was an interesting concept when you introduced the concept, right? They're inside this place, they're inside this location, they're stuck, they have to, you know, and I think it's the best element of Season 3. The enemies that are Teabag and Mahone to Michael have to become allies in order to get out of this place. And I'm talking, like, this place is dangerous, okay? I mean, it's not your average prison. You can do whatever the hell you want, but it's bad. Someone will just cut your throat out of nowhere. Like, it's a risky thing, you know? So I thought Sona was kind of an interesting idea, but the location got so old, like, honestly. Like, the writing was so boring at so many times. I was bored out of my mind this season. Like, it was ridiculous. My problem is with this season is that for a 13-episode season, which is shorter than the first 2, and it's also shorter than the next season, I was kind of like, okay, like, we're gonna, you know, get out of Sona within a few episodes, and we're gonna kind of get to the point. No, we didn't. We were in Sona the entire season, besides, what, the last 2 episodes? You know what I mean? And, well, obviously, the other thing that I kind of wanted to talk about, which this is, I haven't even gotten to my biggest pet peeve of this season yet. Let's talk about Sarah for a minute, okay? So while Michael's locked up in prison, and Teabag and the rest of them, you got Lincoln that's on the outside, Sucre as well, and all that type of stuff, right? Now you'd think, okay, well, the Lincoln plot would probably be good this season. It's really not. You got Sucre that for some reason just takes off. He just bails on everybody. but then he decides to then go back. What was even the point of that? You know what I mean? Like, it was ridiculous. They were wasting our time. Admittedly, I don't think they knew what they wanted to do with Sucre at all. So he wanted to stay, but then he didn't want to stay, but then he was loyal, but then he wasn't. You know, I don't know. But in the end, Sucre stays loyal to our group, and that's why I say the storyline's filler, because I don't understand what they were doing with Sucre this whole season. Now, Sona bored me to death. Every time we cut to that location, I was wanting to flick it off, honestly. It was boring, it was dull, there was nothing interesting about it, besides a few things here and there with characters teaming up, but like, it wasn't an intriguing Prison Break. It was not an intriguing storyline for like 11 episodes to just be sitting around in this place, just getting tortured, not doing anything. Like, it got really old really, really quick, okay? So that's my thoughts on Sona. It was visually, after a while, like, it's just this orange and this, it wasn't good, man. It was not good. It picked up a little bit when they started breaking out, when they tried to get out of there, but for the majority of the season, I was bored out of my mind. I gotta be honest. I was really bored, and it didn't really amount to anything, you know? Now, you got this guy named Whistler, who... he's got a girlfriend on the outside of the prison, and his girlfriend is no other than Denai Garcia, who I know from Fear the Walking Dead, and she plays a character in this one which I was just not really interested in. She's not my favorite actress in the world, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I just can't get into her performance. I don't know what it is. I find her performance just non-believable, you know, so when I saw she was in this show, I was just like, oh my god, man, seriously? Really? So anyway, we had her in this show. She was awful. Every 2 seconds, Lincoln would be trying to, because, you know, her and Lincoln are some of the only ones that are left on the outside, right? So Lincoln's trying to ally himself with her to try to help Michael escape. But this entire season, she's like sitting there, like, she like leaves him, she like points a gun at him, but then she likes him 2 minutes later. You can kind of almost tell there's something like romantic with them. It was all over the place. The writing was awful. It was really hard to keep track of. Now, a highlight of this season, okay? Because I do have my positives. I did enjoy the new addition of the Gretchen character from the company. That was awesome. I liked her. She was really intimidating. I thought she was kind of a scary villain for Lincoln in this one. And, they recycle old plots, so let's talk about that. You remember how LJ was, like, running for his life and got captured in Season 1, right? Well, you know, obviously that happened. You remember how in Season 2, LJ was getting captured all the time and he was locked up? Right, exactly. Well, what do they do in Season 3? He's captured again. So, LJ is, again, a useless character this season. Look, I wish they would do something with this kid. This kid is a really interesting actor. I like him. I wish they would use him. But they just keep doing the same thing. He's captured over and over and over again. And this entire season, Lincoln is trying to help Michael get out while Michael's making a plan in Sona. He stays stuck in Sona in this stinky fucking location the entire goddamn season. And it got really ridiculous. Meanwhile, you've got Lincoln, who is trying to get his frickin' son that is so stupid he keeps getting captured every 2 minutes. Now, you're probably asking, well, Dan, wait a minute, you haven't mentioned Sarah this season. Right, well, let's talk about Sarah now. The worst thing about this season. Apparently, the word around the street is that Sarah Wayne Callies was pregnant around this time. So they decided that it would be a smart idea to kill her off. But they wouldn't even bring the actress back for one episode. She was done. And this is on the actress, too. No offense to her. I don't know why she wouldn't at least come back to conclude her character. That's absolutely ridiculous, given Michael giving himself up to save her last season. Well, now she's all of a sudden captured with LJ, and all of a sudden she's a hostage. We barely see her. You see, like, the back of her head, which was clearly a different actress. It was goofy and cheap as hell. And then, apparently, Lincoln, because he starts fighting back against Gretchen and the company and stuff like that. Well, guess what? You know what, Sarah? Well, you know what ends up happening to Sarah, you may ask? Well, guess what? Lincoln finds a box in the frickin' parking garage, delivered to him, opens up the box, and apparently it's Sarah's head. So they just kill Sarah off like she fucking doesn't mean anything. If you've watched later content, you know even more of why I'm frustrated about this, but I'm not gonna spoil the later stuff. The way they execute this, though, as this is supposed to be, right here, the way they send out Sarah. Unbelievable. Awful writing. what a terrible exit for such an interesting character. It honestly was just baffling to me. It does not feel like this is the same writer that wrote season 1 and 2. I don't know if you guys could help me out here, but the writing in season 1 and 2 was tight. This is not tight. This is loose as shit, okay? So I don't know what the hell they were doing, but it's awful. The writing is awful. Now, you may also ask, well, what about that leader, that guy, that old man, the boss, the ultimate big boss of the company? Where is he this season, right? Guess what? You sit in Sona all season and you don't even get to the main villain. The main villain that they were hyping up over the course of season 2, yeah, you don't see him. You don't see him. He's there for like 2 seconds. He doesn't do anything. He's not involved in anything. It's awful. Now, when they finally break out of prison, and you've got Mahone, and you've got Teabag, and you've got all of them, they break out. Sucre, unfortunately, gets captured at this prison and gets tortured to, basically for them to find out where Michael is. He does not tell them, which was goated. I liked seeing that. And, well, the final couple episodes picked up a lot. We got out of Panama, finally. We had a bit of a happy ending for Lincoln. He got his son back, stuff like that. Gretchen is still out there. Gretchen's still out there. Michael plays her pretty good in the finale. It's a pretty exciting scene. Yeah, it was good near the end. The end was good. You know what I mean? I kind of liked where it went. Whistle gets out. I don't really care about him, but he gets out. Yeah, Sarah's just dead, y'all. That's the narrative they pushed this season. Listen, it got exciting near the end. It did. The action was good. I will say the final few episodes were enjoyable. But the majority of this season, I was bored out of my mind, or I was pissed off by the way they handled the Sarah death, or I was just not interested. The characters were back and forth. I mean, Lincoln took episodes before he even told Michael that Sarah was dead. He kept that information from him the entire season because I guess he wanted to not cloud his judgment or whatever BS they came up with. No, listen, this season, I liked the Gretchen villain. Gretchen was good. She was entertaining. Teabag's Teabag, so I liked him. Mahone, I liked his redemption, but that's about it. It was a stale location, overstayed its welcome, really boring storytelling in Sona. I did not like that location whatsoever. Sarah, what they did to her, I mean, it's disgraceful as hell. It really is. So, and LJ being captured again, I mean, honestly, that got really old this season. So, I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 10. I know that's a pretty low rating compared to the great scores I gave season 1 and 2. Like the title said, I barely survived this season. I really, it was hard to push through this season. It really was. I don't hate it. That's why I give it a 5. I don't hate it. I think it goes in some alright directions, but it was tough to get through, I gotta say. So, 5 out of 10 is what you got from me. This season, honestly, that's all I have to say about it. It was a short season. It was not a good season. And it felt long regardless of it being a shorter season than the first 2 seasons. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. No big updates on the company. You gotta wait till season 4 to see them. Besides Gretchen, you don't get anything big on them. It's all saved for the final season. So, season 4 is a big one. Season 4 is a lot better, so I'll be covering that next week. As for season 3, it can kiss my ass. I did not like it, besides a few things. It felt like repetitive storytelling. The characters were misused, out of character moments. Very old and stale location after a while with Panama. I got really tired of it. And the writing was just not good. There was a lot of inconvenience with the storytelling, and we didn't get to anything of what I thought they were going to do, to be honest. So, there you go. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments down below, guys. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click subscribe. Don't you miss any of the videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for Prison Break. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist. Beat world gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.